Okay, so here we are, man. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for doing it. It's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah, so this is another edition of First, and I have the man Fernando Ulloa. Did I say that right correctly?
Ulloa.
Ulloa. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I see your name everywhere, but I've never actually had to use it myself. So, you know what I
I
mean?
don't even use it. Don't even.
Oh man, so everything been good though?
Everything's been as good as it can be.
As good as it
Uh,
can be.
you know, I think I think everybody, including myself, have been trying to stay active as best as
Absolutely.
possible. And there's only so much you can really do,
Yeah.
but as long as you're not completely still, then you're still keeping yourself active and waiting until boom, we go back to, a lot of shimmies in front of each other and stuff.
Oh,
So,
got to bring back the shimmies, man.
it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back.
It's crazy because it's like nothing's happening, yet time feels like it's going by so fast at the same time. It's this weird paradox that I'm finding
So
myself in.
you could ask me right now, oh, what did you do last May, last June, and I really could not tell you. I do not know what the hell I've been doing or like what happened last year because it went by
It's
like
like
this.
it was a blur. Holy crap! It was just a blur.
Exactly. I remember a few things here and there that at least in the summertime, it was a little bit good where some people were still going out. I remember this one day that was really, really, really warm. Everybody went out for walks,
Oh, that's cool.
boardwalks, lakeshore.
Yeah.
Some good memories, but like literally the whole year is like a blur. I cannot even tell you anything.
So I'm gonna let people in on our little arrangement here right now. So Fernando said, I don't know how because he's like the most charismatic guy that I can think of, but he said that he might be a little bit camera shy, and so I suggested that you know what, we could drink while we're doing this, and he came up with the idea for Havana Club 7 años. So I went and I got mine.
So did I.
He's got his on the other end, and so we're about to do this. All right. So you ready to go?
Ready.
All right.
Ooh, like an episode of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or something.
Nothing like that, man. Nothing like that. And at least this way, we should both be a lot more relaxed, right?
Exactly. I agree.
All right. So what's the first song you remember where you were like, okay, I need to learn how to dance to this?
Obsession by Aventura.
Woo!
That one is. I think that one relates to many bachateros out there. That Aventura was the biggest thing that started really bachata. There was also Juan Luis Guerra. I'd say he was real the godfather in all this, and then Romeo really took it to another level in the mainstream, like the mainstream. So yeah, when I heard Obsession, I was like, man, I just fell in love all over again.
Jeez. Oh my god. That's like literally what I started dancing to way back when. It was Aventura, but then it was my song was El Perdedor.
Alfredo.
Oh my god. That was my jam.
It still is though. That's the thing too. Like these classics are always gonna have like the number one in our hearts. No matter what comes out nowadays, it just never will beat what got us into these kind of dances.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. And those songs still hold up today. It's crazy though. Like you could play them and if somebody's never heard them before, it still holds up.
Yeah, yeah. I could show my sister, who is not a dancer or anything,
Hmm.
and she'll like it. She likes the melody of it, but she's not a dancer, and she swears she'll never dance in her life. But don't worry, like, I'm gonna get her into it, like when she turns like 20 or something. I don't know. Well, we'll see. Get her the basics in.
Okay, so what or when was your first dance lesson?
Ooh, okay. So this is an interesting story. My dance journey, surprisingly enough, even though I've been raised with like music all around me, like I'm Cuban, right?
Right,
So
so through the culture.
through the culture, right,
Right.
I would always have salsa surrounding me. Uh, Maybe a little bit of bachata, not as much as you think, because in Cuba they don't really play all that much.
Right.
Now they're switching it up. I when I go back home, I do start to hear it in the streets.
Hmm.
People's houses blasting some like Prince Royce and stuff like that. So it all started when I was 19.
Okay.
Like I just turned legal, and I was like, that's it. I'm gonna conquer the world. um, I went to a club. Maybe you heard of it. It's called Luxy up in Vaughan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I went there with two coworkers just to have a good night with the boys. And there's a small room that I never knew was playing Latin music
Yeah,
whatsoever.
man.
So all you see, like, the night's going on, and then I hear bachata music. Now I've always heard of bachata music, but I've never actually taken note of the dance, right?
Right.
So I would head over there, and I'd see this one particular couple that was just dancing oh so smooth, and my hips started to shake, and I was like, my hip senses are tingling. So I was like, yo, I have got to get on board with this. And I kid you not, the very next day, I took lessons. Like I signed up. I Googled up, bachata salsa dance lessons,
Yeah.
and I started right there. I learned first bachata. I stopped for a bit, and then I started dancing salsa like hardcore.
Right.
But then when I got to like the end of the levels and whatnot, I was like, no, bachata has my heart. So I went back to bachata, and I stayed there for as long as possible. I had the opportunity to become an instructor
Hmm.
from the school that I was at, and they really liked my energy that I always gave off.
Right.
I was helping people. I was a helper at the time, and then in my classes there, oh man, I don't even remember. I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe six. I can't remember around that. Remember, everything's blurred now, so I can't even
Oh, of
remember.
course, man. Of course.
But I think it was around 4 to 6 years ago. I started my first classes. I didn't know what I was doing. But again, it's the energy that you give off that really makes a class great, right? When you're not so robotic,
Right.
and it's just like the same thing over and over again. So like that definitely was the starting point of this whole journey of dance, and I don't regret it at all. I wish everybody could, especially the non-dancers that are always like, no, I don't want to dance. It's like it's too weird and this and that. If you tried it, I'm pretty sure the vast majority of people would switch their mind and be like, oh my god, why didn't I do this years ago?
Oh my God. I
I'm
think
pretty sure
everybody
you
asks themselves that.
experienced that. You probably experienced that of friends that you might have known that are always kicking their butt, being like, I wish I did this a lot sooner. You know?
Yes. Absolutely, man. So that ties into the next question, which was, what's the first dance school that you joined? And
Uh,
who was the
I don't know.
instructor?
So I don't know if you know the school. I don't even know the name of the school, to be quite honest with you. If it even had a name, it was just on Google, and it was at a church,
Hmm.
uh, Bloor and Spadina, I want to say, right? And it has multiple studios inside that they dance tango, they dance foxtrot. I think it's a bunch of things, salsa and bachata included. And the instructor was Dang. He was
Dang. Yeah.
He's the organizer
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
first Bachata Congress.
Yes, 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 yes.
So I learned with him and his assistant Rose at the time, and even his salsa partner Denise. I think her name was Denise. I want to say,
To be honest, I can't even remember, but I remember Dang for sure.
but yeah, Dang was the main guy, and it was a small studio, maybe 10 students per class,
Right.
sometimes more guys. It was mostly like a drop-in type of effect,
Mm-hmm.
and from there, I think I did it for 6 months before I bounced to a different studio and went continued on with the journey. So,
Okay. So next question is, so this is an interesting question. Who is your first dance rival? Now, when I say dance rival, it's like, when you see somebody and you're just locked onto that person and you're just like, you know what? I'm in competition with that guy. He might not know it.
yeah.
but
um,
but you set this goal for yourself because competition minded. You set this goal like, I need to get on his level and better than that guy.
Honestly, in my personal opinion, if I could really remember, the first person that really stood out to me that I was like, I want to dance like him, was a good friend of mine, Ronnie.
True.
He doesn't live here anymore, but
You chased him
he
out of
he
town.
yeah, he also was a part of the journey of me learning. He taught me a lot of things.
Mm,
Um, and like it was a friendly competition in my mind. Like, oh
of
my god,
course.
how the hell did he do that move? I cannot do it. But yeah, he definitely he made me want to do better.
No,
So
for sure.
and I haven't seen him in a long time. I'm pretty sure he's got new moves up his sleeve that I gotta compete with still.
Or steal because he's not around here to like, you know what I mean?
Or steal, yeah, I like that.
What? It's a Fernando original. Like,
Love that man. Love that.
okay, so what do you remember about your first social dance?
Um, Sweating a lot. Yo, I must have put a pound of like deodorant, a pound of perfume. Well,
Woo!
crazy perfume, but like quite a bit, just to like be like, what's going on? Like, and the thing is, nowadays, I don't sweat. At least not to the extent that I need to like switch shirts or anything like that. I'm surprised. Like, maybe I need to start drinking more water, but I just don't. But
Right.
that first salsa, yeah, it was in Babalu's. It
Oh
was
wow.
Babalu. Yeah, and that was intimidating as hell.
I can
Because
imagine.
was the elites, like the top of the top dancers in the world,
The
in my opinion.
Babalu Wednesday?
I can't remember what day it was, but that downtown,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah,
there
yeah.
Toronto, but man, everybody used to go there, and everyone still talks about it. It's like the place to be. So like, I definitely I was shy. The whole concept of having to get the confidence in you to approach someone and hope you don't get rejected. It was so nerve wracking to me because
True.
I can't accept rejection. I don't know why. It hurts too much. But the thing is, I realized that this isn't exactly like real life. In real life, the chances are probably higher.
Right.
But when it comes to social dancing, that's the norm. You have to approach and then stick your hand out, ask nicely, and then the lady or the guy will say yes, and then you just go have some fun on the dance floor for 3 4 minutes. So that's definitely one big adjustment I needed to like get in my head between reality and the social escape of life.
True.
So,
Okay, so first performance. What do you remember?
oh, oh, yeah, that was an interesting journey. It was a 9 week course, um, and we had to learn the choreo within 9 weeks, rehearse it, and then perform it.
Is this with TDS?
It was with TDS.
Okay.
It was. Whoa! Actually, the very first performance, it didn't go off. It didn't. It didn't get to that performing level. It just died out. I don't know. Can't remember why. I guess there wasn't enough students really wanting to perform.
Mm-hmm.
So that one kind of got shelved.
Right.
And then we did another one right after. And that was the one that we performed. Man, it's such a weird feeling when you perform. Like, you have this adrenaline in you, like the seconds before you're going on stage.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh my God, what am I doing here, man? Like, what am I doing this to myself? All these kind of things are going through your mind, and you're like, shit, is that a right turn or a left turn that I'm supposed to give you? It's nerve wracking. But the second you finish your performance, you're just like, I want to go back up there. What's the next routine? You know? And I do remember specifically after that performance, I did it at Uptown Loft.
Oh, okay.
I did it Uptown Loft, and it was just a lot of fun. Like, the cheering is what really gets, like, you as a
Yeah,
performer.
absolutely.
Really, you feed off of that, right? And so that was that one, and I swear, like, right next to it, maybe weeks apart, I did one with Cadence.
Oh, wow.
It was choreographed by Jessica and Hamer.
Okay.
And it was really urban. It was like the two different dances that I did were like very different. The one with Hamer was more modern.
Right.
Had like these very intricate transitions, and then the other one was more stationary because it was a big group, and it was just very very for beginners, right? To kind of get out there of what it's like to be doing these performances. So it was a really good experience for both of those, and then it just kicked off right after that.
Oh, for sure. Okay, so here's a question. Now, I'm glad you took a sip right now. Okay, so there are ways to answer this question.
Hey, all right.
Okay.
Options.
It can be somebody that was maybe, it could be somebody that was local, or it could be somebody that you've seen through the YouTube or something along those lines, right? You've seen videos of. So, who was your first dance crush?
Ooh. Now, dance crush in terms of there's a possibility of getting.
No. You can interpret. There's so many ways to interpret this. There's so many ways to interpret this question.
Let me chug this whole thing. I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry. I got to refill this myself.
I love the question. No, I love the question. It makes me actually look back.
Because it could be something as simple as, like, you know what I mean? Like, you were just dancing with this person and they were just, like, attractive and such a good dancer, and you were just like, whoa, you know, you were like overwhelmed. You just like had a little crush on them. Something innocent.
Yeah, I get you. Well, to be honest, right? It would have to be my girlfriend, actually.
Good answer.
Yeah, it's the truth. We started together.
Okay.
Actually, right? Like, I asked her, like, oh, you want to take salsa lessons with me? And she always wanted to do lessons, but her friends never really were about that.
Right.
So when I came along and I asked her, it was like perfect timing. We learned together, and little by little, the sparks started to kind of, bloom.
So
and,
were you together when you asked her?
No. Like, we literally just met online, and I needed a partner. I wanted to learn with someone consistently that was at like my level.
Right.
She never took lessons in her life. Same thing. Grew up with music and dance around her, but she never really stepped into it. So when I asked her, she said yes, and then we learned level 1 all the way up together, and it was like a perfect match.
So what's her background?
Cuban.
Nice.
So it was almost perfect, to be honest. It just worked for both of us. And now, we're both perfectly happy. But like in terms of like um, someone that you would watch through videos and stuff like that,
Okay.
dance crush per se, probably Desiree. Um,
Mm.
Daniel and Desiree. Me and my girlfriend actually went to Dominican Republic before we started dating. This is like maybe a few levels into what we started
Right.
um, for Congress. And over there, Daniel and Desiree were going to be there. Ataka Nalamano were going to be there. So many people were going to be there.
Right.
And even Gio and Kim at the time were there, and I didn't even know them. I have videos of them stored in my laptop from that day.
What year?
This is
What year was that?
2015,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
right? And it was just the craziest thing because there's so many people from Toronto there. Clifton was there, Patrick was there, and like I didn't know any of them at that time, and it was just sick. As you continue growing in the scene, you're like, oh my god, I've seen you before, and I did a master's class with Daniel and Desiree. Claudia got to dance with Daniel
Mm-hmm.
privately, and I got to dance with Desiree privately. It was like the craziest thing. It's like I don't know, like dancing with Brad and Angelina. Like, it's a crazy thing. But yeah, from there, that's what sparked everything. Woo! Woo!
Okay. So, what was your first dance festival and/or congress? And of course, what do you remember about it?
It was it was the one that Dang organized in the Western, yeah, downtown hotel. It was 3 days, I believe,
Okay.
and they had a theme. Like every night, you would have a different colored theme,
Right. Right. Right.
and purple or whatever, right? I remember specifically that I had maybe 5 moves under my belt, and I was like a total beginner. So I went just because I had two friends from the classes that I was taking
Mm-hmm.
that kept telling me, "Oh, come, come, come." But like, man, when you go to one of those socials at congresses and you start to see just how like better
Mm-hmm.
in terms of skilled dancers there are, oh man, it's almost like it makes you not want to be there. You kind of just want to be like, okay, let me up my level a bit before I start coming out to these things. I'll stick to socials like within the city for now.
You want
But
to go back up to the mountain to train, bro?
exactly, man. Like yo, Master Roshi kind of stuff. But like I definitely was intimidated a lot by my first
For
Congress.
sure.
But one thing that really stood out was the workshops. Those those were
Do you remember
definitely.
which one it was? Was it you think it was
I did. Oh, I did a Cuban Reda. Um, with oh my god, his name always gets by me. Anyways, he's from I think Winnipeg. He's an amazing person. I got to actually like talk to and stuff like that.
Okay.
He did rather simple calls and stuff like that, but things that I never were used to.
Yeah.
But he made it so fun. Where like even experienced dancers that know these things that will still enjoy it.
Right.
Because sometimes you have experienced dancers that don't want to do beginner workshops because they think, oh no, it's gonna be boring. It's gonna be things I already know and stuff like that. But if you have the right instructor,
Yeah.
he can make it fun for anybody. So
Absolutely.
this guy, he really went above and beyond. He made me laugh. So like it was very very like I remember it like it was yesterday. So
Okay. What do you remember about your first congress or festival performance?
messing up. Oh man, you know, I think if I can remember, I did it at Canada Salsa Congress.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was Canada Salsa Congress, and like it was a shit show. because like one of our teammates got injured, so I had to like teach the whole entire routine to a friend who said they would.
Oh,
So you know, it was nerve wracking. It was the night before.
yeah.
We ran it like 100 million times, and then we went on stage the next day, and it actually turned out not bad. But as a performer, like a dancer, you could be like easy on yourself a little bit. But as a performer, sometimes we really rewatch the video of ourselves, and you're like, oh man, I didn't like do that booty roll on time or whatever. I didn't do that nice body wave. So it's like you're a perfectionist to a certain extent, and I looked at myself for like instead of the other teammates,
Hmm.
and I seen quite a few mistakes, but you learn from it. You learn from it. The
Dude,
only
you
thing
know
is, I
what?
only
I
get
never,
one
I
time.
never, I never ever rewatch anything.
Really? Tell me how
I
that works.
I can't stand it. Even if people told me that, oh my God, you are so good. I only see the mistakes and I only see the errors. So like if I'm doing like a class or anything like that, yeah, I'll rewatch the videos and everything like that because I want to see what my mistakes are. Performance? Nah. Nah. I can't go back.
I like that. Well, maybe I'm gonna go about that the same way. You know, if
Well,
it
there's
works, it works.
there's no point, and I can already replay it in my head what went wrong.
Oh, okay, damn. For me, it's like you're so focused in the routine in your mind that I don't ever really remember where, unless it's super big where you go blank,
Yeah.
which only happens to me
Woo.
once. But the funny thing is, when in doubt, basic it out. So I did literally two basics before getting right back into the routine, and no one caught it. It's the craziest thing. It's the craziest thing.
That's cool. What was it? I've had one of those moments too where I just for no reason at all blank. Blank. Just did not know what to do. I remember I was on stage and I was dancing with my partner Carol back when I was on Oscar's team, and man, I went blank and I'm trying to figure out what to do, and she's just like she's just shining and just like styling, and she's just like trying to get me back in it until like I'm just like, okay, I know where I'm supposed to be right now.
So it was a shine part.
No, it was a turn pattern part, and I think I mistook it for another turn pattern part, and then I realized that I was messing up, and then just like I flatlined.
It's the hardest thing to flatline and get right back into it. You, the worst thing is to completely do nothing.
Absolutely.
Because then like it ruins the entire routine. But if you keep moving in some way, you might pick it up like a certain beat that comes back up, and then you're like, oh, I'm back in it.
Right.
Wrong.
Like it'd be different if you like choreographed it yourself, then you would know how to get back into it right away. But when you learn somebody else's choreography, you kind of have to just like know certain points where it's just like, okay, if I can just fake this until I get here, I know how to get back.
Just you're waiting, prolong it. I agree with you 100%, man. But now I can't even remember the last time that I have performed, and like I got like a couple routines with my partner right now,
Right.
just waiting because when Congress has come back, there's gonna be 50 million choreos just lined up. So I wonder how that's gonna go.
I wonder how they're gonna handle that.
I think before everything went down, the last Congress, Canada Social Congress, they were ranked Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in
Hmm.
terms of performances. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. It was a lot of performances, but like it's good in a way. It's good. It just shows that we're growing. The dance scene is growing.
No,
There's a
it's
lot more
it's
interest.
good. I think though because when it comes to the Knights, yeah, you want to see the performances and everything like that, but you don't want to see them go past maybe 11.
Yeah, no, because the attention span only goes so far,
Right.
and like everybody wants the social dance as well. So yeah, that's a very very key point. And maybe you started earlier if that's the case,
True.
and see what happens. But yeah, it shouldn't go past 11. That's definitely a good point. Yeah, 100%.
I was gonna say, what do you remember about your first international festival congress? Was that the Bachatu?
That was, yeah. I've been hearing so many things about Croatia. Like that's the number one that everyone keeps talking about. Like in terms of outside. And Croatia and Washington. Washington definitely
Mm.
like this big. Everybody likes it, but the only one I've ever actually got to go to was Bachatu. And I was actually supposed to go last year. They were having it again,
Right.
and the reason why I really wanted to go is one, like nostalgia.
Okay.
Like it's where I started this whole journey. I want to kind of go back and
So you
live.
want to go and like take a look around and just nod your head and be like, "Okay, I got
It's been
this
a
now."
long journey. But they had Juan Soriano was gonna be there.
Ooh.
I believe Kiko Rodriguez. Man, they had the classics, the legends, in terms of Dominican artists. And yeah, it got canceled, so I gotta wait now for the next one.
Okay. Um. So you know what? This kind of question, I think you already answered it, but it was, who was the first international dancer you social dance with? And this could be
Yes.
separate, but who was the first international dancer that you danced with and made you nervous?
Ooh, well,
It could
I
be
think
could be the same or it could be two separate things.
uh yeah, well, Alemana. Alemana really, really like. There was actually wait, holy shoot! I was oh my god, I forgot the name of the event, but there was an event where Midday Fix used to be held right there on Bloor,
Okay.
uh, the underground, and
Oh, the Jesus. Why am I
yeah,
why am I forgetting this? Um, where they had a lot of the Kazumba events.
yes, there.
Yeah.
So they had an event specifically where Attack on Alemana were coming here, and like me and my girlfriend were teaching, so with them, like we were doing separate.
Apologize for the
Luanda House.
I should know that. You shouldn't know that. Apologize for the technical difficulty, but my battery ran out. I swear I thought it was full. But sometimes things fall apart. But yeah, man. Okay, so Luanda House.
Yes, that was where Attack on Alemana had their workshop, and Dancing with Alemana. I don't know if you ever have, but she has these things where she'll look directly at you when you guys are dancing. It's almost like reaching into your soul, and you forget your basics. Never mind the turn patterns. You just forget your basics,
Jeez.
and it's just like there's a level of connection that you're just like whoa. Like I feel uncomfortable, but I don't know. I like it. I don't. And it was definitely made me very very nervous, very nervous. But she's a great person. Oh my god, like down to earth.
Dude, like the only time I danced with her, it was salsa because I could not do a bachata with her. I was in my infancy, man.
You were just born.
I was like, like there was no, no, it wasn't possible.
And how was it?
Huh?
How was
What?
it?
I was just focused on like just trying to like look like not like don't look like a total idiot. It was just one of those things.
That's what we all do. Trust me. We all, the last thing we want to do is look like idiots on the dance floor.
Okay, so we're coming to the end of this. And so this is an interesting question. I think you have to answer it one way,
Oh,
but
right.
we'll see how this goes. So, who is the first person, local or international, you want to dance with when things start back up?
Ooh. Okay, hold on. Wait, repeat that, bad boy. Repeat that, bad boy.
Okay.
I want to make sure I get this right.
Okay, let me rephrase it. In an ideal world, first dance, when things start back up again. And keep in mind the way this government's been going, like you could have that first dance and then like shut it down. We gotta get out of here. Who is the first person that you want to dance with in an ideal world, local or international, when things start back up?
I would have to say, yeah, my students. You know, the ones that things got cut so sudden, you know, and we all kind of just went our own ways to deal with all this and you know, our own ways. And they, most of them have like stopped dancing and gotten the feeling, the joy that socials like bring, and the laughs, the smiles, and all that stuff, the reconnecting. If I had just, if they were to tell me right now, this weekend coming up, Bachata Rosa, Midday Fix, TSF, whatever, you only get one weekend with all these socials, I would want to dance with all my students, all my teammates. You know, like I know it's not one, but like it's definitely, they're all in the same category. Like there's not one in particular person. It's just so many, because I know we all need it. We really need that in-person connection, because you know
That is such a noble answer that I hate that I'm going to release this because people are going to follow this answer. And why I hate this, I'll let you know. Because I can tell how genuine it is with you and how bullshit it might be with other people.
From my side,
Because if I'd put other people on the spot, they might have given me something different. You might have given them the formula for that question. I need a new question.
you need to reword it now. It can't be multiple people. But like anybody that definitely knows that I'm a people person. Before I was in dance, after, and all this stuff, I just love. And this is the thing too. Like this is one thing I definitely miss is whenever I would see or be introduced to somebody at a social that I've never met before in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell you this, that knows me, I would just hug them. I don't even know you, but I'm gonna come in. This is how we do it at socials. I just hug it out, and it makes them feel comfortable to then go out there and dance and kind of get acquainted with our people. So it was definitely like a hard adjustment to not be able to just hug people, shake hands, and stuff like that right now.
Absolutely.
But I'm telling you, man, when everything opens up, the hugs are gonna be a minute long. The socials are gonna be 10 minutes every song. I don't care.
Wow. So Drew posted that he was doing 30-second hugs. Like now you're like you've anteed up and you said 1 minute.
that bad boy.
You've doubled his.
I'm gonna go up to Drew. I'm gonna hug him. He's gonna let go at 30 seconds, and I ain't. I'm gonna keep it going. No, minute. minute.
That's so dope.
I love it.
Okay, and the last question. Um, it's not a controversial question because the question is rigged. Uh, what's the first dance event that you're gonna go to when events come back up again?
Um, the first dance event. Well, for anybody that really is in the dance scene, would know that Fridays was always TSF. Saturdays was always midday fix, middle of the day,
Hmm?
and then at nighttime there was a like depending on the week,
Yep.
could be bachata rosa, could be bachata me, and then on Sundays there was bachata brunch, and like that was the set
Hmm.
for the week, and even in the weekdays there was Alley Cats, which unfortunately, has closed up.
Oh, and
Uh,
Havana Nights was getting traction too.
that was gonna be something really good for Wednesdays because like the dance community didn't really have anything special really for Wednesdays,
No, that went away. Yeah.
and it had like a good venue,
Hmm.
and I don't know where that's gonna go when things open up, but ultimately, for whatever socials don't end up coming back, I personally feel that there's gonna be new socials that will come up.
True.
It's not to say that, oh my god, that's it. Dancing is getting cut in half and stuff. No, no, no. Dancing is always going to be around,
Absolutely.
and there's always going to be people that want to have events because there's always a need for them.
Yep.
So once things open up, I don't know, if socials will be completely packed at the beginning, but I think slowly and slowly, it'll definitely get back to the way things were. Hopefully, always optimistic, and we all are dying to see each other one way or another. The very first workshop that I did outdoor with my partner, Salma, which you
Hmm.
might know, um, the vast majority of people that were there were just so eager to get out, and the fact that they knew that other people that they knew were gonna be there
Hmm.
is the reason they came out. Like we did it outdoors with social distancing and stuff like that, but it was so packed, and I was amazed. I was like, damn, like if this is like a look at how things will be when things open up, I have no doubt that we're gonna have 200 plus socials, the people at it and stuff like that. So it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time.
Absolutely. And I heard you say midday fix, which is awesome. So
Hashtag represent.
I told you that question was rigged.
I love it though. You still asked it. You knew it. Shout out.
Oh yo man, that is it. I just gotta finish this glass right here, but thank you so much for doing this, man. I think people are really gonna enjoy this. This has been fun.
Thank you for having me. It's always fun to interact with those that from a different lifetime. It feels like.
From another lifetime, man. All right, man. Talk to you soon.
Cheers.